T47 classification. We have lanes 3 through to 7 being utilised here. We have a field of 5. Silver medalist in London going around here in Rune Liebenberg from South Africa, the reigning world champion from Doha last year, clocking 56.65 for the journey. That is Amanda Cherner on screen from Chile. The 18-year-old who turned 18 just before the start of the championships. And Brazil represented here by De Jesus Correia. Teresina De Jesus Correia, 35-year-old. Bronze medalist in the 100 meters. And also in the Para-Pan American Games was the silver medalist in both the 100 meters and the 200. So just waiting for this track event to be introduced. And now the cheers go across the stadium as they realize there is a Brazilian entrant here. Here she is, Teresina De Jesus Correia. And here is Rune Liebenberg. She's an interesting character, silver medalist in London in this. She's got 2 medals from London, but they were both stolen when she was travelling to a speaking engagement, and she lost them at the airport. Cherner from Chile, Liebenberg from South Africa, Vargas from Peru, Correia Santos, Brazil, and Azanor, Ethiopia in the outside lane of 7. A field of 5, first 3 going through, and then the next 2 fastest advance to the final round. So away they go in this T47 classification. Azanor away fairly towards the outside. A really good start from Liebenberg, already passing her opponent to her outside in Vargas, and already is going to move up into second position despite the stagger. At the moment, Azanor in front, heading towards halfway. Towards the right of picture, you have Liebenberg, and then Cherner on the inside of her is also starting to pick up some ground as they come off the back section. So it's the silver medalist from London, and that is Liebenberg, who is in the middle of the pack and is now going to take the lead from Azanor on the outside. Cherner looks as though she's going to give Liebenberg a race as they come into the straight. So it's South Africa and Chile here. It's Cherner on the inside of Liebenberg, who just takes a bit of a peek to the left. She's absolutely cruising Liebenberg, and now really putting in his Correia Santos on the outside. Will almost make it a line of 3. Liebenberg will just take it from in second place. Correia Santos, Cherner in third. Pretty cruisy for the favourite going in, though, in Liebenberg. And the time of 1:01.79. Correia Santos, 1:01.88. The crowd love that. 1:02.03 for Cherner, the 18-year-old from Chile. But that looks so soft, she barely raised a sweat.
Well, I think the conditions are so hot this morning, Matt, that basically a lot of athletes are just saying we're not going to give it 100%. And it is the top 3 going through out of the 5, so chances are if you give it a good trot, put about 70%, 80% into it, you'll be fine. But De Jesus Correia is drawing out of the energy from the crowd that we've seen so many Brazilian athletes do here. They're among the most successful athletics nations at this Paralympic Games. Liebenberg, the reigning world champion from Doha, with that silver in London. A nice, comfortable pop around. I think we should probably forget about the times in most of these events this morning. We're not going to see many records, I don't think, because of the absolute baking conditions here. But Liebenberg, good little hop around. She gets the win, 1:01.79. De Jesus, Santos also for Brazil, and Serra also for Chile. The three who'll go through. And just see how well based these were. And it's almost like watching guides in a visually impaired race. They were stride for a lot of that. And then easing over the line. No real worries for these three, comfortably into the final. Job done. And that's all they needed to do. Good to see Azanor get a lifetime best in fourth, 104.57. Her first global competition since 2012. Quite a number of countries, African nations, have had funding issues, so have seen athletes qualify for world championships but haven't been able to get them there.
Very shortly, the first of our finals. They're about to come thick and fast. We have the women's 400-metre T37 final. There's some of the school children who have just seen themselves on the big screen, and they're absolutely delighted. They've got their 30 seconds of fame. They're very excited. But great to see them here enjoying and hopefully being inspired. And you never know, they might be on the track in a few years' time. Plenty of the spectators enjoying the shade here in the Olympic Stadium. That has seen some momentous action in the last month or two, including here at the Rio Paralympic Games.
Now supporters there of Holly Arnold. She goes later the women's javelin F46 final for Great Britain. They'll be underway in just over an hour's time.
So the competitors are arriving at the start for the women's 400 T37 final.
This will be a very, very good decider. We've got fans of Vasco da Gama in the house today. You can see that Red Cross, one of the big football teams in Rio de Janeiro, play their football in São Cristóvão, the St. Christopher district, alongside the Maracanã. Well, here's the result of that women's 400 T47.